Hi, I think it's working now. I think you should see me. How are we doing today? We're live again, once again. Never ends, does it? This guy's streams, they come one after another. They are relentless. Alright, so, what are we doing today? Do people even bother asking? We are, well, I mean, no one asked that. It's kind of me just talking to myself, posing rhetorical questions, but, it's fine. Alright, we're playing more Celeste Permadeath. I actually dressed up quite nice today, It got really cold outside right now because there was a huge storm for like 20 minutes and then just ended. Nope, that was just good weather outside again. Well, in comparison to what was before. Yeah. Yo, Micro, welcome home, Nezro. Hope you're doing well. Nice seeing you around again. Alright, I think today we might... Yeah, the goal for today, I think for myself, is I want to get at least 2 Chapter 5 runs. That's what I want to do today. And, that's just how it's gonna be. Alright, I think without further ado, we can jump right into it, right? We can do some hops. Some Judy hops on my... Let's not finish that sentence. Anyways, how are you doing tonight? Oh, well. No, I've just been really busy. I would do more adventurous things. 2 Chapter 5 runs or 1 Chapter 6 run. Yeah, that's my goal. That's my goal. Yeah. But no, I mean, I did not want to tab out. That's fine. Anyways, I've been meaning to stream something else than this, but, I've been busy, so it's easier to just keep grinding this, and especially because, it's not boring, It is quite exciting, I will say, and I'm having fun with it. Welcome home, Mud. Bonjour, bonjour. À toi aussi. J'espère que tu es bon. Yeah, but other than that, I mean, we are just jumping right into it. Sadly, you gotta go, but you saw the stream, so you wanted to say hi. Well, thank you for saying hi. I do greatly appreciate it. Hope to see you around for a bit longer someday again. That was a pretty bad prologue run. I got 29 seconds. Kinda cringe, Mycromator. Kinda cringe. I think I posted this on Discord, but I've been thinking about doing like a longer stream, like 3 hours. Accumulate some viewership over that time, like truly put in some time into the grind. That won't be happening like this week. Maybe I'll think about next week, but it's just like exam season at all universities in fucking Germany. I'm preoccupied. You see. Learning French is required in your country? I assume you're either from France or from Canada. In Germany we had a choice. We could study Latin or French. French is the objectively better choice, I have to say. So I do speak French. I did study it in school. And I've studied a bit afterwards. I mean, my goal is to work for the European Parliament. I'd say French is pretty important for that. But yeah, I mean, I just think it sounds nice, You'll give you a hint. It's not France. Yeah. But honestly, I know some Canadians that make a huge fuss about having to learn French, but frankly, it's just like speaking multiple languages is extremely good for your brain, That's one thing. And the other thing is you learn a lot. You start learning a lot more about at least one other culture. Americans are often seen as close-minded and annoying, and I think part of it is because they're a completely monolingual country. Some losers they are. It's just fun to learn. I wouldn't go that far that it's fun to learn. There's too much grammar and too many exceptions. Though I think it's not that bad. I mean, I tried repeating the grammar again this year when I tried relearning some French. It's not that bad. You can definitely do it in like a... You can get it all in a few weeks if you've studied it before. Alright, skip the cutscene. I'm feeling quite confident today, you know? Considering I've streamed this so much the past week, I feel as though I'm at least more practiced than I was before, you know? My fingers know what to do. And you know, I gotta keep myself engaged with this YouTube thing. If I start skipping streams, I'll skip them all the time again. I'll go half a year without streaming again. But you know, I mean, summer vacation I won't stream anyway, but that's gonna happen regardless. Other than that, we had like the most insane weather here in Germany. Like the one people truly wish for is during the week it was like 20 degrees, 22 max at Celsius. And then on the weekend it went up to like 29 to 30. And then today is Monday, it went back down to 20. So like you had 2 really warm days on the weekend where it was nice and sunny after it rained all week and was kind of cold during the week. It's so nice. You can actually focus on what you're doing when it's not blazing hot outside. Man, I really do hate the heat. I have a large hate for the heat. I don't think large is the correct word for this context. Oh fuck, I just missed that completely. That's fine. We haven't had rain in 1.5 weeks. Damn, that's tough. Give me just 1 second. Yeah. Quickly need to adjust the audio levels in my ears. I could barely hear myself. Yeah, no, I mean, we had such a huge drought before the rains last week. Like, all the grass was just dead. It was just, like, orange everywhere. It was pretty depressing, frankly. Because we had a big heat wave, and then we didn't have rain afterwards, so... that was tough. But now it's been really wet. Which is good, I like rain. Rain is very atmospheric. When you're inside, you know, and you hear the rain fall down on your windows still. It's really nice. And it makes everything less hot, which is also very important. Because heat is the enemy of humanity, in my opinion. Very, very, very European opinion there. Well, I guess Canadians and, like, parts of US would agree. Alright. Baboom. But I'm feeling quite good today. I was feeling very under the weather the past few days, you know, feeling a bit blue maybe even. You know, feeling a bit blue dabba-dee-dabba-die. But today was a good day. I got a lot done. I had 2 coffees. Your grass is dead because there was a construction on the pipe, so they dug out our grass and put the terrible low quality grass. Oh no. Man, this just reminds me, like, this year, they, we planted some wild strawberries. Well, we didn't plant them. We basically, like, we found a wild strawberry bush in our garden, and then we let it, like, spread out in a field, so we had a few wild strawberry bushes. And, you know, just as soon as they started coming in, they decided to do construction in our in our garden, right? And so what they did is they went to the front door, and they dug up everything in front of the front door, because, you know, we gotta fix that. Okay, sure. Then, before finishing the front door, they leave that alone for like 2 weeks and start working on the fucking patio in the garden. So now, you know, neither the garden nor the front door is accessible. None of the things is done. I don't know why construction workers do this, you know? Let's dig a big hole and then start a different project before we finish the one where we dug the big hole. But it all ended up being fine. Like half of our shrubs survived. Man, wild strawberries are so underrated. Like, truly goated. I mean, I feel no one ever talks about them. You know, it's not like strawberries, it's just the small ones you find in forests sometimes. They are truly delicious. But you can't even buy them at the supermarket. It's so weird. I don't know. I feel some fruits are truly underappreciated. Because, you know, you got your go-to classics. But as soon as you start getting more into obscure underground fruits, you know, then it starts getting difficult to find them in the markets, in the shops. The obscure underground fruits. But no. Fruits are so goated because you can get some vitamins while also eating something sweet. You know? It's the same here. They take years to do one thing because if your construction workers in the area just slack off most of the time, drinking Tim Hortons coffee and just not doing shit. That sounds like a good life, honestly. You know? No, I mean, in our town, like once there was a big construction site on the central bus station. So very important, actually. You know, that's where all the buses stopped and they all converged, so you could change. And they had to like build a fake central bus station that was just like built in a parking lot somewhere, right? And once I walked past the construction site of this pretty important project, right, and I see two construction workers together carrying one brick. You know, like one brick. They're carrying it over their shoulder like this. Like one guy in front is holding it over his shoulder. The other guy behind him holds the other half. And I'm gonna be real. I don't think you need to be double teaming on a brick. Right? At that point, I feel like we're getting scammed out of our tax money, you know? But honestly, you know, at that point, I can almost respect the hustle. They get paid by the hour, not by the amount of bricks they place. Bro can carry one brick in one hand. Yeah, you can carry 2 bricks with your 2 hands. You don't need 2 people to carry one. And your hands are small, yeah. Boom. Alright, we're done with Huge Mess. Pretty good first run, I gotta say. First run of the day, instantly, no stupid mistakes yet. And with that, I've jinxed it officially. The run's actually, like, over at this point. I'm gonna die next room. The competing timing setup did not pay off, actually, you know. Because I didn't die in that room, that actually means that we're gonna go to the end. Like, we're gonna finish it. We're gonna beat the game right now. Strap in, get ready. This is the one. But sometimes I just think about how tradies, as Australians call them, yeah, basically people who work in the trades, they really did kind of like beat life, right? The doorbell noise is in the game. Okay. Oh goodness, that was kind of close. Anyways, as I was saying, you know, people who earn in the trades, they kind of beat life, right? They're earning a lot of money, almost as much as an academic. They get to slack off and drink coffee all day, right? They have union jobs, meaning they have really good benefits. You know, it kind of seems like a decent life. I mean, of course, it's strenuous on the body. But, you know, sometimes when you look at an Excel spreadsheet, you kind of do just wish that you could just use a hammer to hammer in some nails to earn your money. But I've made the big mistake of trying to become an economist. If I wanted the easy way out, I would not have done this. Well, I guess, I mean, as an economist, you can take a lot of fake jobs where you just need to create PowerPoints. I'd like not to, but, you know, it's always an option. This part of the song always goes hard. Alright, let's bonk his head. Get fucking bonked, idiot, dude. Never even stood a chance, man. Boom. Closest thing to you have to a job now is getting volunteer at your Thai gym. Damn. I mean, I guess that is pretty close to a job, you know. No, I'm still at university, you know. Getting a good degree takes a long time, you know. It's kind of crazy. If you want a doctor's, like, you're gonna be studying for a really, really large part of your life. It's just gonna be education. But, you know, you do it because you love it. And because it pays a lot of money when you're finally done. And while it is breaking up a little bit, right? People with more education do still earn more money on average, right? Getting more educated is still the best way to start. To end up being more financially successful in life. Whether you're more successful, you know, sanity-wise or something. That's another question, right? Perhaps success in life can be measured by how many friends you can go drink with at the pub every Friday, right? And honestly, I kind of have to agree. This kind of sounds nice. But you know, so many things you can do in this life. It's kind of crazy. There's almost a sort of analysis paralysis, right? There's so many things you can learn and study and do, but only so little time. But I don't want to actually move my time obsession to stream as well, you know. I've been thinking a lot about the concept of time, and it's really scary if you start thinking about it too much. You know, Schopenhauer did put it quite well, if you know what I'm referring to right now. But okay, honestly, this run is I'm very happy with it. My goal for today was 2 chapter 5 runs or 1 chapter 6 run, and you know, I'm on track to do my first chapter 5 for today. But you know, I am absolutely jinxing it right now by talking about it. That's the classic. But honestly, part of it is just being a streamer, because when you're live streaming, you need to set up for funny moments. So saying, I'm totally not gonna die, you know, it's not because you expect to die, but if you do, it'll be kind of funny. Okay. Oh man. It's so nice. It's like really cold outside right now. I don't think it's been this cold since April. I'm very, very glad. I honestly can't wait for autumn. I love autumn. You're hungry? You got any food lined up for today? I had dinner already. I just had leftovers from yesterday. Yesterday was nice. I got to grill in the sun. Or do like Americans or Brits, who calls it barbecuing? You know, in German we just call it grilling, right? Because you put things on the grill, right? You like cold and snow, me as well. But my favorite season is fall, is autumn. It just has the greatest atmosphere, right? You know, it's not too cold, and it's not, like, depressing. Because if you think about winter, right, for the most part, at least here, you don't have snow for a lot of it. And when it's winter and there's no snow, it is fucking sad. Because, it's just wet and gray and dark. That's why I like the fall, because you got the perfect length days. It's not warm, but it's not cold either. You have the beautiful trees, like absolutely stunningly beautiful trees. You get to really enjoy the sunset every day. I mean, the aesthetics alone carry fall. Alright, this is the part of the level where I actually am a bit scared that I might possibly die. But I'll get through it. I'll push on through. It's summer break in Canada. Yeah, you know, crazy thing is, in Bavaria, summer break is always extremely late. Wait, is it July for you or is it just July here? It is July for me as well. I am in Germany, so it's not... I'm not like Southern Hemisphere. It's in Bavaria where I went to school. Summer break always started in August, and it went until like mid-September. Do I have Christmas in summer? No, I don't. Christmas is 24th of December. You know, still half a year till then. Well, a little bit less. Man, I can't imagine having Christmas in summer. But I think I just generally can't imagine living in the Southern Hemisphere. For the most part, I just can't stand the weather, you know? When I think about Southern Hemisphere, I think about it being hot all the time. Like minimum temperature for the year being like 12 degrees or something. And maximum being 40. That's what I imagine Southern Hemisphere lifestyle to be. Alright, we actually got one of our 2 chapter 5s done for the day, which is kind of crazy. I am popping off today. How do I get the purple crown? I actually don't know why you haven't gotten any XP yet. You get it by chatting. You get XP from chatting. I don't know why you haven't gotten any. We haven't quite understood the XP system. We've been trying to figure it out in chat, but there's not a lot of information online about it. Boop. Sick. Man, I love chapter 5. Except for, like, 2 rooms in the Theo escape part. I don't like some of those. Actually, there's one particular room I don't like in the Theo crystal part. Oh, fuck. I just completely messed that up. But it's fine. I literally can't even die in this room. I can die in this room, though. I should be careful. What time is it for me? It's currently 9:24 p.m. Or 21:24. If that tells you anything. Do Canadians use the 24-hour clock? Or is that really just a European thing? 15:24 there. Alright. So we got a 6-hour difference. That's why it's getting kind of dark outside at this point. 24. That's sick. I like the 24-hour clock a lot more than the 12 one. And it's funny because it confuses Americans. And I always love trolling Americans, you know. They have no idea what you're talking about when you're saying it's 15 something. You know, but it's 21:24. Whee! Skip cutscene. It's actually cutscene, right? You know, cut. Actually, I think cutscene probably does come from cutscene because, you know, it changes scenes. I never thought about that. What television shows do I watch? Not many. I don't really watch TV for the most part. Usually, it sounds kind of depressing, but usually I'm just watching, like, documentaries on YouTube or something like that. I watch the news. And I watch, like, videos about economics. But I play video games to entertain myself. I've never been much of a TV show guy, to be fair, though. I've always just... When I watch something, I watched a movie. I feel like a TV show is too much of a commitment, right? There's so many episodes. There's so much to watch. I'd rather have a greater variety of things to watch, right? Alright, he did not collect the coin from me. Oh wow, that was actually kind of scary. But I'm good. I'm fine. Never scared. Never even scared. You watch a very mixed batch of TV. Stranger Things, Star Wars, Clone Wars, and World War II documentaries. Oh my goodness. I should pay attention to the game. It's actually kind of a hard section. Yeah, no, I'm from Germany. We're the country where we make the best documentaries in the world, I'd say. That's the one thing we're very good at. Person in a deep voice, like in a monotone voice, speaking about something very authoritatively. Like, that's the shit we excel at. We can't make good movies, but we make some good, fine-ass documentaries. No, German movies suck. They're really bad. Oh my fucking god. I can't believe I just messed that up. No, I don't. I don't play those. I'm too old for that. So, mascot horror games are for children. For the most part. At least, I feel like the main demographic and also the target audience to some degree is kids. Don't know how that happened, but it just kind of did. Not even Dead by Daylight? Okay, that's not for kids, but I don't play it. That's not exactly a mascot horror game. Well, I guess you did say horror / mascot horror games, yeah. Alright, now we're getting to a very difficult section. Let's see if I actually pull through. Dude, it'd be so sick if I actually just get to chapter 6 on my first run. And I could just end stream after half an hour. Like, no, this is still the first run of the day. I can barely believe it. You have to go at 4. Alright. Well, I'll see how long I stream. Yeah, I could technically stream all night. It wouldn't be a good idea, but I definitely could. Okay, that was a bit scary there. Come at me, bro. Bonked his ass. Alright, I'm starting to feel very, very, very confident in this section. Like, a lot more than I did previously. I feel like I played a lot more scared last few times I went through here. Okay, this room I still hate, though. Okay, I actually did it. Oh my goodness. Now my heart's really pumping. Holy. Okay, I messed this up last time. I didn't this time. Chat, we might be getting to chapter 6. Oh my god, dude. I am cutting it so close with the bonks on this guy. Oh, I just messed that up completely. But I got him! Holy! Oh, wow. That's pretty good. I don't know what to say. That's pretty good. Alright. We did it. We beat chapter 5. Oh man, it always feels so intense at the end. Well, I mean, the music and the level design is designed to be intense, but you know, it works, I have to say. Alright, now we gotta do this little section where you can't die. I guess you can, but it's just, you're not intended to. It's kind of difficult to fuck this up. Hey, we did it. And now we're in the water. Hello, I'm under the water. Please help me, there is so much drowning. Ah. Okay. Man, I think at this point my commentator will collapse a little bit because I'm starting to be... And I'm starting to feel the nerves. Because I do actually really want to set a new record. It's been so long since that record that's in the description stands. Okay. Now we do those one-sided wall jumps everyone's been raving about. I think people in the community call them neutrals. I call them one-sided wall jumps because that's what they are. Oh man, it's so funny how I really don't know anything about like the Celeste community or Celeste lingo. Except for what my chat tells me. Alright. Ooh! I just had a mini heart attack. That was way too close. That was way too close. Holy, alright. You're in the chat? Yeah. Hold the line. Okay. Oh, wow. Let's do a speed up. Hey, I'm so fast. I love being fast. You know, when you do things fast, there's less time to mess up, right? Because, you know, you spend less time playing. Say there's like a 1% chance you make a mistake at every second you play. If you speedrun and go really fast, there's less seconds for you to mess up. Think outside the box. Okay. I'm always a bit scared of this one. Okay. At this point, my commentary is just okay. Yeah. I'm locked in. I'll have you know, I'm locked in. Alright. I'm always a bit scared of this. But I did it. I did it. I got it. No need to be scared, Mycromator. You're being such a piss baby. I know. I don't want to be a piss baby boy. Okay, the last time I died on this room, you know. New record for 2025. It's, haven't gotten this far in 2025 yet. Oh, that was not. That was that's so bad. what a tough way to die. All right. That one really hurts. That one. I knew I shouldn't have tried to squeeze into that gap. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Anyways, you know, all the viewers who are intending to leave now, be sure to like the stream and subscribe before you go. It's crazy. Maybe I should, you know, like last video I published, 99% of people who watched it weren't subscribed. You know, like it was genuinely a fucking YouTube statistic. It was kind of funny. Man, I still need to edit that second Isaac episode. Just say I really don't like editing, I think. Editing is really boring. You're subscribed, that's very nice. Oh man. But that's fine. I mean I'm still very happy. Like I got a chapter 6 run. That was my goal for the day. That was what I ultimately wanted to do. Well, I mean the ultimate goal is to set a new record, which is what I'm gonna do this run. You know, we get to go through all the fun rooms that we've visited already today. We get to go through them again, right? You only saw them once today, so you might have forgotten what they look like. Okay. Baboom. Man, deja vu. I swear I've seen this before. Yeah, no, but I think I really do wanna at some point do a big push to do it. Yeah, like pull a 3-hour stream out of my ass and like fully commit and try over and over until I finally get there. I think that's how I'm gonna end up doing it. Unless I just... Yeah, here's the thing. At any point in time, like any of the runs I start, they could all be the one, right? That's the crazy thing. Though I know exactly that as soon as I get to chapter 6, at chapter 7, right? I'm gonna die on like the 3rd room because of nerves. Yeah, definitely couldn't tune in the whole time. That's not the point, you know? Bro, your spelling is so bad. It's fine. I've seen much worse. I've seen much worse. Trust me. Some people in chat, wow. I gotta put on my reading glasses and try to decipher whenever people start saying something. Sometimes. What does tune mean? That like a cartoon, right? I mean, tune in. Oh wow, I just noticed that younger people probably don't even know the concept of tuning in. It's because when you listen to something on the radio, you had to get on the frequency to catch the correct channel, right? And so there was like a little knob you had to turn, so you had to tune your radio. That's what it was called. You know, like how you tune an instrument, you tune your radio. And so saying tune in is like, oh yeah, tune in next time, because next time the radio show's on, you need to turn the knob in order to catch the correct frequency. You know what tune means, but you spell tune instead of tune. Oh, okay. But I think there probably are people who don't know what tune means, like tune in. I think it's the same, like there's some people who don't know what the save icon is supposed to represent. Which I don't blame them. I mean, even I was born after the floppy disk. I think at some point in the future, people won't understand what the phone icon is supposed to mean. Because, I mean, like, sure, many people have grown up with phones like that now. But if you're like born after 2012 or something, there's a good chance you've never seen a phone that's shaped the same way as the phone icon. You have a floppy disk? That's kind of interesting. What for? There's like kilobytes of storage on there. There's like 2 megabytes of storage on that max. File sizes have gotten so large. Not usable, just for fun. I mean, they are cool. I've really been thinking about getting a Polaroid camera. Because, I think there really is a lost art to having physical photos, right? Because these days, all the photos you take are digital. And I think that does kind of change everything, you know? If you go to a party and you take a photo with your friends, and you have a physical copy of that photo, I don't know, I feel like that would be really cool. Too bad Polaroids are really expensive. I don't say go to the print shop, because printing digital photos gives a completely different vibe. Digital photos look too good, you know? Sometimes you want those 2000s distortions. But maybe that's just nostalgia speaking. Man, I'm so happy with the weather right now. Only 1 megabyte, yeah. You could save 2 copies of my thumbnail. Anok? What's Anok? Dude, saying what's Anok just made me feel like I'm about to get ligmud. Do you know Hava? What's Hava? Have a nice day, my fucking got him. Alright. Boop. Man, the concept of positive ligmas is kind of awesome, you know? Tell someone Yubu, right? And then, like, what's Yubu? You beautiful. And watch them blush instantly. Sorry, you accidentally bumped your arm into the keyboard and pressed enter. It happens to the best of us. Anok. Sounds mysterious. It's very funny how the German keyboard layout is extremely similar to the English one. Like, there's 4 keys that are... No, there's actually 5 keys that are different, right? We don't have QWERTY, we have QWERTZ. Because the Z and the Y key switch places. Then there's obviously the E, U, and sharp S buttons. But those are boring, because those are just letters that English doesn't have. But it's just funny that the keyboard is exactly the same, with the exception that Y and Z are switched. So now whenever I have to type on an English keyboard, my brain is completely fucked. You do develop quite a lot of muscle memory for keyboards. I remember, like, you know, I think probably like the first time I really got really into using a home PC to write essays and stuff. There was like a game that was free on Epic Games. It was called the Textorcist. It was basically a bullet hell game where you had to type out Latin phrases to exorcise demons. So you had to dodge bullets while also typing phrases. And I think that game made me really, really good at typing. And that game was so good. The Textorcist really was a good game. I might need to replay it. It's been a while. But there's also so many games I want to play that are new. So many things to play, so little time. It's not that I lack time, you know. I don't even know how many hours of Isaac I played this year. But that's my dedicated Isaac time, you have to understand. Did I really do think that this year I can finally do the 100% playthrough on Isaac? On my own time, of course. It takes a long, long time and a lot of dedication and skill, but I think I can do it. I think I can do it. Same with this challenge, you know? I think what I also want to do is, I want to play Strawberry Jam, since a lot of people in chat have been talking about that. I think for next stream I might switch up the thumbnail, you know? I've been using this thumbnail for quite a while. Maybe I need to create a new one. Keep up the excitement, right? You're going vacation on Wednesday? That's nice. Yeah, I'm not going on vacation. I'm writing exams. Oh, man. I'm so excited. But it really is fine. You know, when you're smart, everything's easy, of course, right? You don't even need to try. That's what high school was like for me back when I was in there, man. Man, school was awesome. But university's got hands. In school, you really could just start studying the evening before, and you pass with flying colors. If you even did study. You're staying in Canada, though? You're going to Prince Edward Island? Oh. It's funny, there's a little French island next to Prince Edward Island. Saint-Pierre and Miquelon. It's just funny, because it's literally just France. Like, you know, it's not like a colony or something. That's just considered a part of France. Canada basically has a border with France. Oh, come on. Really? Diagonal dash there? You hit me with that shit? That's stupid. That's silly. You know that's silly, game. You're such a silly goose. I wasted like 10 minutes. It's fine. It's fine. Let's speedrun. Let's try to go really fast this run. Just like Brazil has borders with France. Yeah, Brazil has a huge border with France. France's largest land border is with Brazil. And France also has a border with the Netherlands, you know? Not in Europe, but in the Caribbean. Wait, what was the island called again? Dude, I can't believe I forgot the name. Oh, Saint-Martin. Saint-Martin. Or Sankt Martin. Kind of funny. You like geography, yeah. Ah! I remember one time when I was really procrastinating studying for something. I decided to learn all the countries in the world and where there are their capital cities, their flags, and I learned all the subdivisions of Europe, and I learned all the like independent autonomous possessions of countries. I don't know why. I just like instead of memorizing things that would further my life, I memorized that shit. But now I know all the provinces of Canada and all the states of the United States of America. And all the, not the départements, but the regions of France. And all these islands that belong to Australia. There's so many. I will say Canada's got a really good name for its subdivisions. Provinces is pretty awesome. It's a good name. New Zealand has a lot of islands as well, that is true. Like, I feel like a fourth of all the islands there are US American. The other fourth is New Zealand, the other fourth is Australian, and the other fourth is, French. And then there's always the independent ones, but who cares about the independent ones? Samoa? Ew. American Samoa, now that's where it's at. Okay, you know, these are like the few runs you have to do where you just fuck shit up completely. Micronesia, yeah. Alright. I think you know we got the deaths out of our system. Now we can actually play well. It's always when I start off on a really high note, you know, on a really good run, then it deteriorated on the second one, and then it starts going downhill. Then there's like a valley of terribleness, and eventually it starts getting better again. Still a 28. I can't get the 26, man. Or the 27. Oh, man. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. Christmas Island is a really funny one. In fact, there's also Easter Island. But that one's not named after Easter. That one's not as funny as Christmas Island. Well, I guess the South Sandwich Islands are also pretty funny. Yeah. I also like Bon Air, which literally just means good air because they thought the air was nice there. That one's also pretty good. Well, I mean, I guess there is also Buenos Aires, which is also named after good air. Man, I guess air really was that polluted back in the day, you know, that's stinky everywhere. You know, you found a place where it doesn't stink all the time and you gotta name it after that. That's its most defining feature. Oh! I just fucked it up completely. I can't believe that. Why can I not even beat chapter 1 anymore? You know what? Actually, I think I need to log in again for a second. Alright. Let's log in. It's speedrun mode. I'm locked in. I'm locked in. Can I get 27? Can I get 27? Give me 27. I really want it. I really want it. It's not 27. It's not 27. It's 28. Oh my god. I can't do it. I can't do it. Bro, you know, playing this, you almost can't believe that this is the same guy who got to chapter 6. Alright, but other than that, I mean, thinking about geography. Very fun to know all the countries. People are very impressed with you, you know? Especially when you start quizzing them, because then they feel embarrassed. Because I feel like knowing where all the countries are is something everyone should know, but not everyone does. So people feel a little bit embarrassed when they can't even locate all the countries of Europe on a map. If you live in Europe, you should be able to do that, you know? Yo, what's up, Gaming with Kicks? Welcome home. You missed it, but our first run today was really, really good. I got a chapter 6 first run today. Wait. Other than that, you know, I've been sucking fat balls on chapter 1 for 3 runs in a row. As a European, you can name mostly everything except for the Balkans. I feel like that's most people, though. But I feel like you kind of shouldn't. You know, the Balkans, they are kind of important. You know, you almost should know at least some of them. You're not European, but you can name everything. The Balkans are like a lot in a tiny area. That is true. But they hate each other, so you cannot confuse them. You are not allowed to confuse them. I don't think everyone needs to know where... I don't... Well, yeah, actually, I'm not sure. Is Romania Balkan? Romania might just be Eastern European. I don't quite know the definition of Balkan. But the thing with geography, and why I'm talking about having unnecessary geography knowledge, no one needs to know all the countries of Africa. The countries aren't that important. As much as it sounds mean to say, you know, you kind of really only need to know where Ethiopia and Nigeria are, and like the North African ones, of course, like Egypt, Tunisia. But those are barely African; they're more Arab. You don't know much about Africa? I've been trying to get more educated on it. I mean, here's the thing, right? I would say that, you know, learning more about Africa would make you, you know, it makes you more optimistic about their future, right? People just think it's poverty and everything's bad. But if you really start learning about the economics and politics of Africa, you start noticing that, yeah, everything is kind of poverty and bad. They haven't really gotten past that yet. And it's also not all because of colonialism. But that's a very complicated discussion. And honestly, if you look at a map, there's not even that many straight line borders. Haven't they progressed a lot there, though? It depends on what you mean by progress. Like, sure, there's more people who can read, and people tend to live a bit longer. But when we're talking, you know, when you talk about humanitarian-wise, yeah, people don't die as much. But there's still about just as many wars as there were before, and there's just as few democracies as there were before, and it's not exactly looking like any of them are gonna be important on the global stage anytime soon. That's the thing I was talking about. Like, people were talking about the African century in the 2010s. It just doesn't look like it'll happen. The geographic location is just generally not that great for living. Yeah, that's a huge factor. Second factor is just that institutions aren't that great there. But that might be because I'm institution-pilled. I read Why Nations Fail. Yeah, I am that guy. Vachimoglu presents a good point, you know? Nigeria. South Africa, Ethiopia, Madagascar, Egypt, Congo, DR Congo is all you know. It's actually not called Ivory Coast anymore. They want to be called Côte d'Ivoire. They're really important actually, because a lot of important stuff we use daily comes from Africa. Kind of. In the sense that like raw materials come from there. But that's because they're cheap there. If they get expensive in Africa, there's other places we could get them. Like China they also have cobalt mines in China, right? But it's just a lot cheaper to get it out of Africa than out of China. And cocoa beans. Yeah, they do have agriculture. That is true. Again, I'm not saying that they serve no purpose in the global order. But I'm saying it's not looking like the next global superpower will be African, right? You know, you just can't spell Côte d'Ivoire. You obviously need to do more of those French classes. I think it's mostly just because it's very depressing to read about Africa, right? You know? Like, you want to be hopeful that things are going up and things are going to be really good in the future, but it's just, you know. You gotta go? Alright, have a good one. Like, you want to believe that things are going to get a lot better soon and they're going to be the next global players or something. Just like we had the Asian century, but it's just not looking like it'll be that way. Be it because of colonialism, because of post-colonialism, because of current African leaders, or because of China even, US interventionism. It's tough. It's tough. But you know, maybe things will change. Maybe things will change. I know one thing's for sure, Europe probably is falling off hard. Unless we can get our shit together. Ah, man. It really feels like we're at the end of some sort of big cycle. Doesn't feel great. Oh, but maybe the US empire will collapse, right? Who knows? Trump's doing a great job. Alright. We're back at Huge Mess. I think this run will do good again, you know? I'm feeling a bit more focused again. We might get back to Chapter 5. That's what I'm hoping for. The original goal for the stream was to get to Chapter 5 twice. But then I got to Chapter 6, so I basically completed my goal for the day, so... You know. Other than that, you know, I've been thinking maybe this weekend or closer to the weekend, like Thursday or something, I might play some Strawberry Jam on stream. People have been asking about that, you know? Oh! That was kind of cringe. I made a little sound effect there. Whoop. You know, sometimes I'm tempted to just open Celeste on my own time and grind this. But then I remember, what if I do it? What if I set a new record off stream? That'd be really cringe, right? Like, people just come in here and I tell them, oh yeah, I actually got a really goated run, and I basically beat it. But you couldn't see it because I wasn't recording or streaming it. I think the only thing I'd be willing to do off stream is practice some levels. But even that, I don't really want to do. Except for Chapter 7. I think once I reach Chapter 7 once, I will practice that level. Because throwing myself at a wall until I stick is a good strategy for the first few chapters. When you get to that chapter so rarely, and it takes so long to get there, not a valid strategy anymore. Hi, what's up? Welcome home, Cobweb the Ghost. How's it doing? Did I just say how is it doing? That's not a real phrase, Mycromator. How's it doing? How does it go? It's what, you know, putting some Europeanisms in my speech, you know, make it sound like I just learned English very recently, right? I am not very experienced yet. How does it do? How does it go? I will be talking to you like this from now on. We got past Huge Mess. Alright, we're about to get to the Oshiro fight, which at this point I feel like I've gotten so comfortable doing the Oshiro fight that it's not even much of a worry anymore, frankly. But anyways, how are you doing, Cobweb? The Ghost. Yeah, I don't think we're close enough to give out nicknames yet. I think my nicknames are funny, you know, people come up with crazy things. People love going for Micro, which is, you know, I mean, it's not the same, it's not spelled the same as the small version. I like Mr. Chromator, I think that one's kind of funny. You're doing pretty good? I'm doing pretty good as well, you know, I had a really good run today. I got to chapter 6 again. I didn't beat my record, but I did beat my record for this year. I got the best run of 2025 so far. But I got a good feeling about this one, you know, I got a good feeling about this run. I'm gonna get, like, really far into the badeline fight. Or at least get to chapter 5, you know. In my eyes, getting to chapter 5 is a good run. If I can get there consistently, you know, that's real progress. I mean, that's kind of why I'm typing getting closer, because I feel like at least once a stream I get one of those really good ones. But most of my runs do end in chapter 3, predictably. It's kind of crazy just how much of a difficulty spike this chapter is. I think most Celeste players notice that when they're doing golden berries, right? Hello chat, welcome home, Random Urson. Never played Celeste? You've heard it's a couple... Wait, I'll read your message, it's just a bit intense right now. I gotta lock in. Alright. Never played Celeste? You've heard of it a couple of times, but this is looking quite interesting. Might stick around a bit. It's a very good game. But it is also very hard. I might make it look effortless, but, you know, one of the messages the game gives you in-game is be proud of your death count, because you're gonna die hundreds of times doing these chapters. Bonked him again. Get fucking bonked, idiot, dude. I'm giving him a concussion. He never even stood a chance. Now, this is one of the few games I'd say is 10 out of 10, right? I genuinely think there really isn't much wrong with this game you can criticize. I think some of the writing is too on the nose, but, you know, it was the 2010s. Everything was like that. This game started the realistic panic attack craze. Oh god, now I hate it. I will say, I hate the realistic panic attack trope in media that's been growing recently. It was interesting the first time when Celeste did it, but when I watch Puss in Boots and I see that, I cringe. It kind of has the opposite effect of what the creators were intending. Anyways, how are you doing, Random Orson? Nice seeing you run again. Huh. The stream won't load. Oh no. Oh no. Did my stream break? Wait. I'm kind of curious. Type in chat if you can see my stream. Cobweb, maybe. Because, oh yeah, okay. Because it was just buffering on my end as well. I'm like, what's going on now? You can see it. Oh, it's fine. Okay, that's good. Now, because YouTube gives me like a little preview, and my preview was buffering right now as well, so I thought maybe my thing broke. Maybe Telecom is fucking me over. You've heard of it from GD colon. If you've heard of one thing about the game, is how it makes you feel better at each attempt. Yeah. Yeah. That is exactly what this game makes you feel. And that's why I kind of like this challenge. I mean, again, you should not do this. Like, beating the entire game without dying is not the intended experience. In the slightest. It's just a thing I do to myself. Because frankly, I think it's an interesting challenge of perseverance, right? You know, you get like half an hour into a run. You've surmounted a lot of challenges. And then you just make a small mistake and you have to delete your save file and go all the way back to the beginning. It teaches you a lot about determination and continuing to keep going, you know. But yeah, that's the thing. Whenever you die, it feels like it's your fault, right? Whenever I fail at this game, I don't get mad at the game. I don't get mad at games in general, but, you know, the only person I'd blame is myself, right? And this game also has one of the best soundtracks of all time. Man, this shit hit hard when I was depressed. Nothing better to listen to while it's raining in the bus and you're fucking chronically depressed. But I'm past that. It's nice. It's nice to be free. That's what game designers should go for. Every mistake is the player's fault. Yeah, exactly. And that's why this game got praised so much. I mean, it did win Indie Game of the Year the year it came out. For a reason. You know, unfortunately, the new game the developers were working on got shelved this year. So the one they were working on for the past like 5 to 6 years, that game's not coming out. So long time till we see something else from Extremely OK Games. Kind of sad, but that's alright. That's quite alright. Mastery takes time, I guess. But other than that, I mean, I just like this because I can talk to chat, you know? I've gotten good at this game, so I can, like, kind of focus on it while still interacting and talking, right? Something like Geometry Dash is far too intense for that, I feel. I mean, I only played Geometry Dash when I was, like, a kid. So I know there's a big community for that, like, for challenging levels, you know? And frankly, some people are achieving things I could never even dream of. Geometry Dash, an update that took like 6 years. That community can feel this. Oh, you don't even know. You know what other games I really like? I like Pikmin. So, you know, the wait between Pikmin 3 and Pikmin 4, that was 11 years. That was pretty awesome. That was pretty cool. And another game I really like is Hollow Knight. And I think you might have heard about how Silksong is going along. I know the suffering. I've just learned not to get excited for games, you know? That's the easiest way to go for it. If you don't have hope, your hope can't get shattered, right? Though I did see that the Geometry Dash community did go quite delusional, you know? It was reminiscent of the Hollow Knight and Pikmin community, right? They also went crazy at some point. I think what made the Pikmin thing extra painful was just that, like, in 2017 it must have been. Now, 2015, dude, that's fucking crazy. Like, 2015, there was an article that came out saying that Pikmin 4 was, like, in development close to completion, right? Pikmin 4 came out in 2023 or 4. I don't even remember anymore. And 2023 it must have been. And I'm gonna be real. Just the fact that, you know, they told us that it's like getting there. That you're really close. You're gonna get it soon. And then you don't hear anything about it for 7 fucking years. That was crazy. That made people go insane. Oh man. man, this is my favorite. This is my favorite chapter in the game, just by vibes. It's a very good atmosphere. The narrative also hits you like a truck, but we're not looking at the narrative. We're skipping all the cutscenes. We're just playing for the gameplay right now. It's so dark in here. These bubbles gonna set direction, or do I choose which way to go? I choose which way to go. You can go in any of the 8 cardinal directions, so that's one of the gimmicks. It's kind of funny, you know, if you're seeing this for the first time, you get to guess how to interact with the gimmicks. Like, for example, these platforms move when I dash. Yeah. But I mean, I feel the mechanics are quite intuitive. I mean, there's never like a tutorial text box. Well, there is one in the last chapter, but that's because they teach you movement. What's up, good people? Welcome home, welcome home. It's 4 Hexagon 4. How you doing? I think it's going quite well. I mean, you can see I'm in chapter 5 right now. It's not a bad run. I mean, my record is like the second badeline room in chapter 6, if that tells you anything. But you know, it's always a gamble. Surprisingly, many non-Celeste people watch these streams, which is kind of interesting. I mean, the point of these streams is more to hang out, anyways. Love talking to chat, you know, being funny or something like that. I don't know. You've seen the gimmick of the platform movie and you touch them. Those gimmicks can be used in so many creative ways. Yeah. Oh, wow. I just messed that up. Alright, that was just the part where you imagine killing yourself, so... Yeah, moving on from that. What's up, battling? It's crazy, you can shorten her name, you know? If you shorten battling and start calling her a baddie... Not the greatest look. Or maybe you might think that, maybe you might believe that she's a baddie. There's a lot of cutscenes. There's a lot of cutscenes in this particular chapter, yeah. This is a very narrative chapter. But again, the fact that you can instantly skip them, kind of makes it not matter. Whoa. Calm down there, buddy. No need to be so aggressive. We're coming up on a room that's actually kind of scary. It's not this one. Wait. It's also not this one. Look, he collects a coin for me. He's so nice. These can barely even be called enemies, you know? They collect coins for me. Alright, this is the room I'm kind of scared of. That's why. You see how he barely moved above that platform? Like, completely unexpectedly? Like, sometimes their trajectories are not what you'd expect. Look, he just came out of nowhere there, right? Like, from downtown. Oh my goodness. Holy, okay, I got through it. We're good. I'm really fast considering the fact that that if I die I restart the level, I restart the whole game. Yeah, I mean... Oh, okay, by the way, just to explain, when you die in Celeste, you don't restart the level. You restart the room. So you see this transition right here? If I were to die here, I'd respawn at the beginning of this room, so... Yeah, there's a lot of checkpoints in the game, because it is quite difficult. Oh, no! No! You see how... That's how the respawn mechanic works. Fuck, man. That's what I was supposed to do. That really hurts. Oh, man. Before all the people who joined the stream during that run leave, be sure to like and subscribe, you know? Find your way back here. I think this is the last run for the day. But that was a really good run. I mean, all things considered, I got to chapter 5. Oh man, that is an unfortunate way to die, though. The definition of a misinput death. Oh no, yeah, it happened. Welcome home, Fitzvacker. Man, no, doing that like and subscribe shout out when I die. It sounds cheesy, but sometimes it works, you know? Sometimes when you got a good stream going, that you accumulate, like, I don't know. I mean, for my things, right? It always shows you streams when they're right about to end. Yeah, I mean, that's just how it goes, right? Just passing by. Good luck. Alright, hope you have a good one. And I think the like thing is really funny because sometimes when you have, like, I don't know. Sometimes when I have a really good stream, there's, like, over 10 people watching. And I die really far into the game. You just see, like, the number instantly drop. It's really funny. These platforms are the ones you saw, yeah. They activate when you stand on them. Are you beach ready? Hey, welcome home, Moto. I might actually extend the stream, you know. We got some good people hanging out. How you doing, man? Yeah, I'm still at it. But I am actually getting better, Moto. You know, don't worry, don't worry. Ah, man. Doing fine. I'm doing pretty good. I'm very busy, you know. Exam season. And I gotta tell you, you know, university exams, they do got hands, you know. That's part of the reason why I like doing this particular stream, you know. I don't need to plan anything or do anything extravagant. I can just kind of go live and play this. I even keep reusing the same thumbnail. Since the thumbnail that I'm using today, my hair's gotten like significantly shorter. I mean, it's still not short, right? But in comparison to that, man, I used to like really have my hair grown out. Now I'm just rocking the lesbian haircut. I can't deny it. Alright. Whee! What's up, dark shadow clone of me? Did you imagine you looked in the mirror and you saw an evil, fucked up version of yourself? Oh wait, that already happens, right? That happens to everyone? Right. Right? Oh, man. Man, you know, the message, are you beach ready, it hits harder than usual, right? It's almost summertime. I haven't been to like a warm beach in so long. Man, I miss it almost. Actually, no, what am I talking about? I was in France for like 2 days last year. Like in southern France. Visiting Montpellier. But come on, that doesn't count. It was like September. It was cold outside. Yeah, just the dark side of your life, you know. Yeah. Just the evil, fucked up version of yourself, you know. The part you don't show to the public. Am I right? You know, I might smile on the outside, but deep inside, there's a wolf. Those star things. Do I have to dash through them? Oh, do you mean the green ones? Or do you mean the blocks? The dream blocks? Yeah, you know, there's no other way to get through them. But they also kind of help you, you know? You can't just walk through them. A sigma, if you will, yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. You know, these days cringe teenagers don't say, I'm a lone wolf type. They say, I'm a sigma. Yeah, you can't just walk through them. You have to dash through the dream blocks. That's what they're called. Spoiler alert, this chapter is a dream. Oh no. Alright, you know, we want to have good luck for this run. Everyone say, hello information stand. Hello information stand. Yeah, I actually do want this run to succeed, you know. I think we're gonna pull out all the good luck charms. I don't know where my Bowser figurine is from back in the day, but I can show you something really awesome. You haven't seen this yet, Cobweb, because you haven't been here before. I don't pull it out every stream, but there he is. Yeah, that's the bear statue The lucky golden bear statue. I'm petting him for good luck. Mr. Grizz. It is Mr. Grizz. Dude, I fucking love this bear statue. I got such a good bargain on it. It's so funny. It's literally on a platform of black marble, and it's not gold. But it is metal, right? Like, it is some sort of metal. It's pretty heavy. And all that just for $10. What a steal. I've gotten so much utility out of that bear statue. It's not a good luck charm, it's a better luck charm. Yeah. Okie dokie. We're back in chapter 3. This one's really hard. This is the one where most runs die, I'll have you know. So. But today, they will not die here. Did Nintendo make an actual Grisco statue thing? I did not see that. I might need to get one. What's the gimmick of this one? There's quite a few. I mean, there was the key coins. You see there's these tentacles that spawn into dust bunnies. But a lot of it is cycle-based platforming, which is what makes this one hard. You know how, like, all the things move on cycles? Like, they move up and down, so you have to time your jumps properly. That makes for quite the challenge. Damn, Moto, you stole #1 chatter quite quickly from Cobweb. You got that XP flowing. Man, it's so fun. It's so fun that no one's figured out yet how the XP system works. It's so much funnier when no one knows how to game it. You're just a little goated, yeah. Goat? Goats? Man. We really haven't talked in a while. We gotta do another Mario Kart stream with VC. That shit was fun. Or trolling on Turf War. That shit was awesome as well. Oh, man. What's up, Mr. Oshiro? Dude, I haven't played Splatoon in so long. I don't know why. I just haven't felt it. I haven't even played the roguelike mode. I still need to buy the fucking DLC for Splatoon 3 to get the roguelike thing. It's supposed... Is it good? I've heard it's decent. You know, I heard it's like kind of good. You like the art for this game? Yeah, it's very well done. The aesthetic... I mean, you saw Chapter 4 earlier. That was the one with the sunset in the background. That one looks really good. There are new third kits. Oh my god. They finally did it. Nintendo finally did it. Are they any good? Or did Nintendo deliver on the worst third kits ever? I should stream the Rogue. It's cool. I might actually do that. I might do it in fall. We are approaching the summertime break time because I'll be traveling a lot. Have I played any Pokemon games? I played Pokemon X and Y, and I played Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. But I've watched a lot of Pokemon content, so I can name basically all of them. And I know, like, competitive Pokemon from Wolfie videos. I know way too much about Pokemon. Even though I haven't played that many games. I know, like, all of the games in and out. It's kind of crazy. What's my favorite Pokemon? That's a tough question. What is my favorite Pokemon? And there's some funny choices, and there's also some cool choices. I mean... I'll have to think about that. You know, I think... When I'm thinking about obscure Pokemon that I like for some reason, I like Trevenant from X and Y. I like the tree. He's pretty cool. Not Sudowoodo, but the other one no one ever talks about. Trevenant gets no appreciation. Garvantula? That's also an underrated choice. But thinking about it more, I mean, if I'd have to go mainstream, I gotta say Metagross is pretty cool. He is pretty cool. Iron Valiant is one of your favorites? Oh. It is cool, yeah. I mean, Urshifu is also just sick. I gotta say, you know. Even though he is broken, he's legendary, but he's cool. Much cooler than, you know, like Marshadow or something. Man, there's some real stinkers among the legendaries. There's some real stinkers among Pokemon in general. But especially among the legendaries, you know, there's some really forgettable ones. Like, who the fuck remembers Diancie? I think the mythicals in general get dealt a bad hand because they just never show up, right? Like, when's the last time you thought about Volcanion? Oh, never? Yeah, I thought so. You're about to say Volcanion, yeah. No one ever thinks about him. It's crazy how he didn't even unlock the power plant subplot in X and Y. That shit just went completely unused. You know how much that pissed me off when I played it when I was, like, smaller? And when I was younger, dude, not being able to go to the fucking power plant, cough cough Virizion. No, Virizion has to... Okay, Virizion has the redeeming factor that it's part of a trio, right? You know, if you remember Terrakion or Cobalion, you're probably gonna remember Virizion, right? But there is no way in hell, like, you know, it's much hard to remember Hoopa. Because he didn't get any lore or anything, he's just there, yeah. Volcanion, yeah, I mean. Virizion at least got, you know, it's part of the Swords of Justice. And they got that weird-ass relationship with Keldeo. I still don't quite understand how they relate to each other, but, you know. It's not like Keldeo matters at all either. Yeah, but it's so mid. It is definitely the weakest of the Swords of Justice. Like, I gotta say. I think no one will disagree with that. Like, not weakest in the sense of, like, competitiveness, I mean just, like, in general, you know? Design, concept, and just general. It's not very good. You disagree because Hoopa is a relevant Pokemon in Unite? Oh, yeah, okay. That's fair, that's fair. You know Unova lore because you read the manga? The manga. It was really awesome. Unova's just a strange region in general, you know? The fact that they tried the whole reboot thing, where there's like an equivalent for all the 151 starters, and like you only unlock national decks after the game. And it's an interesting thought, you know? I'm not entirely sure it worked. I mean, it's a better game than Diamond and Pearl. People like Diamond and Pearl in concept, but don't ask a Pokemon player to play Diamond and Pearl. Those games are slow as fuck. And the fact that they got robbed with Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl as well, it feels unfortunate as hell. Sorry, I'm a bit focused on the game right now. Alright. Like, some Pokemon are forgettable sometimes, but Unite makes them prevalent if they're good. Yeah. Yeah, that does same thing happens with competitive, right? There's some competitive Pokemon that I don't think many people would think about if they weren't really good. Like, I'm just saying, Landorus and Thundurus are never going to be forgotten. or Amoonguss. Dude, Amoonguss is crazy because Amoonguss is only relevant because it's really good and competitive and because it sounds like Among Us. And it's literally the imposter Pokemon. Dude, Amoonguss is so funny. It's like it was made... It feels like it was made by someone who went back in time in 2021, right? But Pokemon manga is something else. Yeah, it is fucking crazy. I saw, like, there's some pages I saw of the Pokemon X and Y manga. That was crazy. Like, Coffin or Tentacruel? Yeah. Yeah, coughing? Like, who would think about Galarian wheezing, right? Like, seriously. But you gotta know about it because of neutralizing gas. Or Farigiraf. I don't think Farigiraf would have made much of a difference if it wasn't good and competitive. Like, how many times did people think about Giraffe Rig before it? Or Smeargle. Oh, Smeargle is a good example of this. And before Incineroar existed, Scrafty. Or Hitmontop. Dude, I got so many examples in my brain right now. Maybe I should play Pokemon on stream sometime. That'd be kind of fun. But there's... Honestly, I can't be saying shit like that. There's too many things I want to do on stream. And instead of doing any of them, I'm just playing Celeste Permadeath. But it's fun, and I want to actually do it. Here's the thing. I've committed so much time to it now. I kind of need to do it. But I think I really am getting close to a breakthrough, because think about it like this. If I beat Chapter 4 now, this will be the third Chapter 5 run this stream. Which is really good. Galarian Weezing typing surprised you. You wouldn't really think Fairy, but you can kind of see it. You know, now that you say it, dude, if you ask me right now what type Galarian Weezing is, I wouldn't have said Fairy. Pelipper too. Ooh, dude, Pelipper is a great example. I don't think people would forget Pelipper, because he's too prevalent in Ruby and Sapphire. You see him all the time. The same reason I'd say Zigzagoon will never be forgettable, right? Or Bidoof. Dude, Zigzagoon is so cute. I love the little guy. He's so silly. Poison Fairy? I think. Maybe normal Fairy. Not sure. What's my most hated Pokemon? Tough question, tough question. I really don't like the way Braxish looks, but I don't have like a full-on hatred for it, right? What's a Pokemon I genuinely dislike? Really not a fan of Meganium. Your most hated Pokemon is Pikachu, funnily enough. Honestly, I like Pikachu and Pokemon. I don't like Pikachu from Smash Bros. Dude, fuck Smash Bros. Pikachu, man. Sorry, Moto. I know your Pikachu is GOAT, but like, come on. Unite made it worse. Volt Tackle Pikachu. Oh, man. It's not like Pikachu as a Pokemon, it's way too overhyped. Okay, but it is the mascot, right? You have to have a mascot. And I think you could do much worse than Pikachu as a mascot, you know? Imagine if they went with Clefairy as the secondary mascot. That would have been... I'm not a big fan of Clefairy. She looks so weird. Or it looks so weird. I mean, I guess Clefairy can be both male and female. You don't like Pikachu anymore? You mean in Smash? I'm glad you found God. You would rather main Luigi now? Okay, this guy has not found God. He's actually found his way all the way to Satan. Yeah, you've wrapped all the way around. Oh, it's kind of nice. I can actually stream for a bit longer tonight because I did start earlier. That's kind of nice. Man, I might do a 2-hour stream today. That's kind of crazy. Luigi's God now. Luigi's really good. No, I mean I'm still the old Game & Watch villager that I've always been. I just really like playing those characters, especially Villager. I feel so goated playing Villager. Even though he's a mid-tier at best. But that slingshot is crazy, and I love hitting people with bowling ball. Or the fireworks rocket, dude. Dude, firework rocket and bowling ball on villager go hard as fuck. And shovel too. Man, I just like villager. But then again, you never play Smash anymore. You lost interest and it got boring. Same with me. I don't play Smash much anymore. I also just don't play much Splatoon anymore, you know. Though I can imagine myself getting back into it, you know. Having like a 2-week Splatoon phase. Like people have 2-week Minecraft phases. I can imagine having a 2-week Splatoon phase. I mean, I guess I do almost miss my evenings just playing Salmon Run with friends. That shit was really fun. Man, I should message my friend in Brazil. I haven't talked to him in a while. I feel kind of bad. It's fine. You're still splatooning on people? Oh god. You're still splattering them? You ever played Smash Bros. At all? But I don't think that's so surprising anymore. There's a lot of games that are really popular that I just never played Smash Bros. Yeah, I mean, there's so many popular games that, like, you can't have played all the popular ones. Wait, there's new set. There's new Salmon Run maps. I might know what I'm gonna stream this week. I might play some Salmon Run this week. You know, I wasn't planning on it. But I might play some Salmon Run this week. Oh, man. Now, once I'm done with this project, you know, I can kind of move it aside. I can make a little episodic series of Celeste, you know, play Strawberry Jam or something. And I don't need to do full commitment to practice this to get really good at it. Right? You know, I gotta play through Pikmin. Pikmin 2 on stream sounds really awesome. And I gotta finish the new soups. And I wanted to do Isaac, so, you know. I'd have to check the rotation, yeah. But I'm so busy this week. It's fine. But you're sure I haven't played half the new maps? I'm quite certain, yeah. Again, last time I played Salmon Run was quite definitely, it's quite definitely last time I streamed it, so, you know, it's pretty easy to check when I last played the game. 3 cutscenes in a row, that seems like a moment in the game. Okay, thanks for talking, can I go now? It actually doesn't, because those 3 cutscenes hit a really hard emotional beat, so, you know, like, there's a reason why there's 3 cutscenes in a row, right? Like, at the end, there's a text box where Madeline just says, "Please leave me alone." You know? It's a narrative choice. Again, this part of the game, like, this part that I'm going through right now, and the beginning of Chapter 6, that hits really hard, if you follow the narrative. Like, this game has one of the best stories. I mean, honestly, at this rate, dude, I've got so many non-Celeste players watching me, I might just need to do a normal playthrough. Like a 100% Celeste playthrough, where I just play normally, and, I like, read all the text boxes. I might need to do that, you know? This game's fucking goated. It's really good. And genuinely, like, the start of Chapter 6 might be, like, one of the most insane levels of emotion I've ever felt playing a video game. I got further than last time? Yeah. I know. It's very nice. We're doing pretty well. Jinx. Don't jinx me, man. Don't jinx me right now. Jinx me at the beginning of Chapter 6, not while I'm doing the Theo part, man. Last time was 5 months ago, but not counting that because I didn't play the new maps. It was a year ago, which no noobs were present. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's been a while. That used to be my bread and butter. Kind of crazy to think. Focus. No, focusing is boring. I want to talk to chat. I've heard that some, like, younger people are calling ChatGPT chat. Yeah, it's like a nickname. That's not what I mean when I say I like talking to chat. Don't replace human connection with ChatGPT. Use DeepSeek instead. The Chinese Communist Party approves of this message. I actually do like using DeepSeek more. I hate ChatGPT's personality. You know, when I do use text generation AI, I usually go for the Chinese one. Oh no, I fucked it up, man. Man, I can't. That's so... Why did I do that? That was so unnecessary. Man. You jinxed me. You jinxed me, gaming. Now let's do another one. We got so many people chilling here and it's not that late yet. We can do another one. But again, I had a really good run again. See, that's why I'm thinking that it's possible that I beat the challenge fairly soon. When you see just focus, you always think of the level Limbo from Geometry Dash. It's a reference I don't understand, but a level called Limbo can only be cool. And the concept of Limbo was so fucking terrifying, man. It's really funny how, you know... Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, to anyone who wants to click off the stream now that I died in a really far run, be sure to leave a like, as a reimbursement at least, you know? As payment. Anyways, as I was saying, I think a lot of the obsession with liminal spaces and backrooms, like, it hits a similar anxiety that Limbo does, right? Like being in purgatory, in limbo, between heaven and hell. The waiting room, where it's all quiet. And it's a familiar place, but it's also off. It's not quite the true place, you know. What did you come back to? You just went to get food? I was missing your emotional support. I got jinxed, and you didn't unjinx me. Come on, it was a good run. It was a really good run, you know? I can't complain, honestly. What are you fooding? What are you fooding right now? Am I beach ready, though? I'd say I am. I've been doing this thing where whenever I enter my room to study after, like, getting something from the fridge, I do 15 push-ups. And doing that for, like, I don't know, 2 weeks now has kind of made me really good at push-ups. And also just cycling to university for 40 minutes every day. Like 40 minutes there and 40 minutes back. Like, that's at least 1.5 hours of exercise every day. The level's insanely hard. It has a part near the end where it goes focus and it hits you with a hard wave part and shuffling set of keys. And to when you have to select the right one, that's tough. Eating some lunch? Or is it lunch? Is this a food I don't know, or are you just spelling lunch very funnily? Man, I'm so excited. I'm gonna be cooking a lot for the next few weeks. I love cooking. I'm gonna make some soups. And I'm also gonna be making some dumplings. Very nice. Dude, soup dumplings are so good, because you make, like, you spend your Saturday watching, like, a video essay while making dumplings, and you make, like, 100 pieces, and then you can just eat them throughout the week. It's so awesome. It's Mexican food. Oh, okay. I'm cooking with the stream right now. I feel like I am, yeah. Definitely the one that is doing the best out of the last few. Performance-wise, I mean. Which is kind of sad, but honestly, I mean, I took a long-ass break from consistent content creation. I am not allowed to complain. Everyone always says consistency is key, right? I didn't take that lesson, apparently. What is lonche? I'm curious. Mexican food is really good. Man, there's some countries just have really good food and some have really bad food, you know? I'm a defender of English food, right? You know, I think the Brits, they have good shit. I think they get made fun of too much. Like, the full English is good, chicken tikka is good, a Sunday roast looks awesome, shepherd's pie looks awesome, right? But, the Dutch and the Norwegians and the Finns and the Danes, they do not have good food. Do those purple hair Celestes kill you? Yeah, the Badalines kill you. So the main character is called Madeline, and the community refers to the purple one as Badeline. And also the internal game files refer to her as Badeline, so that's kind of funny. And honestly, I'm thinking, really, you know, I said that idea earlier as half a joke, but maybe I do need to just do a Celeste playthrough. You know, for everyone who hasn't played through the game, so you can experience the story. I'd still recommend everyone to play it on their own, because, you know, it's very fun, it's very good. And if you do play the game, do not do this challenge. Just don't, it's not worth it. You can enjoy figuring out the gimmicks as you watch. It's kind of fun, yeah. A type of Mexican sandwich enjoyed as a street food. It's typically made in a boillo, similar to a French roll. In some regions also known as a torta. Oh, I do know tortas. I do know those. Okay, that's cool. It's a good lunch. I gotta say, it's a goated lunch. You might try the game someday. Yeah. It's $5 on Steam sale. So, like, when there's a Steam sale, it's $5. It's a good price to pay. Ah, man. But I do think one of, you know, this might sound, you know, of course I would say this, but I do think that German cuisine is one of the most underrated national foods. Southern German cuisine, of course. Northern Germans, they don't know what food tastes like. You know, they're moving in the direction of what Dutch and Danish and Norwegian people eat, so like barely food. Steam sale is up tomorrow? Really? Oh no, there's a different Steam sale going on right now. I think it's the automation sale right now. I don't think Celeste is on sale right now. I think it's probably gonna next be on sale during the fall sale. It's gonna be happening in September, October maybe? Something around there. Man, I truly can't wait for my vacation. I think the only thing I'll miss during vacation is streaming. But I also do enjoy vacationing, right? Oh, okay. I mean, €5 if that helps you. Yeah, the summer sale is done tomorrow. No, the summer sale has been gone for quite a while. Summer sale was ended like July 13th, maybe. It's been a while since it's over, like 2 weeks ago. I think you mean the automation. There's an automation game sale going on right now. It's a different sale. Oh man. Deja vu? I swear I've seen this place before. But $5 is quite cheap, you know. You swear you guess, so... Okay. You're gonna dip though, because you gotta do things and you're going to eat before you leave? Alright. I hope you have a nice rest of your day. It was nice seeing you run again. And I hope to catch you in another stream as well. Perhaps we'll talk on Mario Kart Splat again. I'd love to run some salmon rounds with you. You can also just message me in DMs if you want. Alright. No, but $5, I mean, I know Canadian dollars are... It's not as bad as Australian dollars. Australian dollars are much cheaper than Canadian dollars. And... No, they're much cheaper than US dollars and cheaper than Canadian dollars, but, you know, whenever I see a price in dollars, I have to do the opposite, right? You know? Because the euro is slightly more expensive than the dollar, so the number's always a bit lower in my currency. Goodbye. I fucking love the dumbass YouTube emojis. Alright. And I've been streaming for a long time today. I've been having a lot of fun. I think it's also just because I had some really good runs. I think that's also just why I'm really inclined to keep streaming. You know, you gotta end on a loss, right? You can't end on a win because you gotta keep the winning streak going. That's how gambling works, right? You gotta keep playing until you lose all the money you won. I don't know, I feel like my brain chemistry is immune against gambling addiction. I feel like I'd go to a casino and lose $10 and I'd want to shoot up the place. Like, I'd want to kill myself. I think I'd feel sick to my stomach. I'd much rather bet on the stock market, you know? If I lose money on the stock market, I can at least say, you know, if I keep holding, it's gonna go up eventually, right? I might have lost money short term, but if I hold it long term, it's almost like I didn't lose any money. In your currency, you multiplied by 5. No, right now it goes like 4. But you lost track, so you go expecting more expensive. Yeah. Skip cutscene. Fun fact about this game, it's actually in Canada. Like, this game, like, takes place in Canada. It's kind of funny. You might have seen some Canadian flags in Chapter 4, which is the one we're gonna get to soon. It's just funny that this game is just explicitly mentioned to be in Canada. It's almost as funny as the random information that Madeline is an alcoholic. Which is kind of funny. I mean, she just doesn't seem like an alcoholic to me, but I guess it's always the ones you least expect. Oh no, Mr. Oshiro got quite mad. He's quite angry. Oh no. I met some Canadians once, and you know, being polite as they are, they thought my Canadian accent was very funny when I did it. That's like the third time you see this vampire guy. He is quite silly. He's quite angry, you know? Like, look at how mad he is. Like, he's literally trying to kill me. I will say, not great hospitality, you know? The service on this hotel isn't great, you know? This hotel's not getting a good review. Owner tried to kill me. I think that's a good reason to leave a bad review. You know, you usually don't want to leave bad reviews because it hurts small business, right? But I think in this situation it'd be appropriate. Now he's gonna do a random insta dash. I don't know why he does this. I think they really just put this in to jump scare you. Cut him some slack. He's just hungry. Yeah, sure. He's just hungry. He's definitely just hungry. Yeah, that's definitely what's going on. I gotta do that playthrough so everyone knows what the story is about, so they know how hard-hitting it is and how funny it is to make fun of it. Oh wait, I just broke my audio. Give me a second. Right? Okay, I fixed it. I did not fix it. Give me just another second. Okay, got it now. Whee! Chapter 4. This one's very nice. This one's called Golden Ridge. What's up, Granny? She's slapping me. Look, it's the Canadian flag. Oh, Canada. They just randomly put it in here. It's kind of funny. If this game took place in Germany, there would not be a German flag there. You do not see any German flags hanging anywhere except, like, government buildings. It's seen as very suspicious if you're too proud of your country here, you know? If you're too proud of the country, you know, they start looking at you like this. Patriotism mostly manifests as a, you know, like, our democracy is pretty cool, or we're big fans of our economy. You know, people are very proud of the German economy. Or they stick to cultural identities, like regional identities, you know, like Bavarians and Silesians being obsessed with being Bavarian instead of German. Right now you're going off, funny girl... Wait, right now you're going off, funny girl character goes through random platformer rooms, gets chased by mad clones of herself, gets chased by an angry evil vampire. You like that lore, yeah. I mean, you basically got it. But what do you say about this level? You're not getting chased here. Like, sure, in Chapter 5 we'll get chased again by those seeker enemies, you know? Those little blue guys that attack me, you know, like the guy that killed me. But on this one, we really are just climbing. Oh man, you're not ready for Chapter 6, man. That's the only boss fight this game has got. That's the only time you actually fight an enemy. The rest of the game, you're fighting yourself. You're fighting the mountain. You're basically fighting the mountain, I'd say. Funny octopus cyclops. Sure, yeah, sure. Man, this mountain got hands. That's what doing the permadeath challenge feels like. Man, Celeste Mountain got hands. Ah. Whee! Dude, these moving blocks, they might seem like an innocent gimmick if you look at it right now. But there's like there's a bonus level in this game that's like really hard. The way they use these blocks is devious. Like some of the most difficult, and in my opinion, the only poorly designed rooms in this game use these. They're fine in this chapter because they're used for easy platforming challenges, like relatively easy. I mean, oh shit. Okay, I almost just messed that up. That was kind of scary. How do I control these blocks? Some of them you can control up and down. Some of them you control left and right. But like you see the arrow on them, as soon as you touch them, they start moving in that direction and they do not stop. Until they hit a wall. Wait, I need a second. Yeah. There's something messed up on the aux port on my PC, so I'm gonna just need to move the cable around to fix my audio. I guess we're getting chased by the wind here. Oh, I almost just messed that up. That got really scary, dude. I'm starting to mess up. This might have to be my last attempt for the day. I guess I'm being attacked by these snowballs, you know? Maybe that's what it is. It's funny, it's never revealed who throws these snowballs, but they're clearly aimed at me, you know? Like, it clearly has to be some sort of sentient force. Just random snow wouldn't... First of all, it wouldn't form into a ball. And second of all, it wouldn't aim for me. Maybe the real chase is the friends we made along the way. Perhaps. Or the enemies we made along the way. Dude, it's crazy. You joined during a stream. This is probably like the best I've played in a long time. Like, I'm consistently getting to these late chapters. There are some streams where I get like one run in chapter 5, and then I just get stuck in the hotel chapter for like a bunch of time. You joined during a real good one. But thanks for hanging out, Cobweb. Golden Ridge. All right, let's move on to the one we lost to twice now. Hey, you got the first place chatter. You got some XP. You got the crown. Okay. A Babu. Hi, welcome home, Gaming Paradise. Nice seeing you around again. How are you doing today? He joined me during my last attempt, unfortunately, you know? I've been streaming for 2 hours now. So it is starting to get quite late. It's 11 PM now. But, you know, maybe this attempt keeps going for a long time. I might just play goated. You're doing good. I'm glad. Ah, man, it's so nice. Like, my window's open right now, so there's a fresh breeze coming in. I talked about this so many times today, but it's nice and cold outside right now. The weekend was very hot, and now it's finally cool again. I love a July day with a cold night. Nothing better than that. Unless you're out camping. Then it's not the greatest thing ever. Man, I need to go camping this year. It's nice and kind of cool. That's nice. It's always so weird that the longest day of the year happens on June 21st, right? So, like, the days in July are about as long as the days in March. No, they're about as long as the days in, like, the beginning of May. End of March, which is very weird. You'd think that, like, the longest days are during the height of summer, but they're not. So that's why it's pitch black out. Well, I mean, I guess it's not surprising that it's pitch black at 11 PM. Alright, this is the part where I kill myself. Haha, haha. Whee! Again, this death doesn't count because it's scripted. It's only 18, it's only 31 Celsius? Oh man. Where do you live where only and 31 can be used in the same sentence? Like, I guess, like, we did have worse days. We did have 33. But there was, like, 2 days where it was 34 degrees outside, but that was, like, genuinely, the university closed. They were like, we're doing online classes because it was so hot. Now, for me, a day above 30 is a really hot day. But, I mean, it just depends on what the usual weather is around you. It's gotten 40 this summer. Oh, fuck, dude. Oh, my condolences. I could never. I'm so glad I live in a relatively cold region of the world. Like, comparatively, you know? Because I really don't like the heat, you know? It's always been tough. I've been a summer hater ever since I was a child. You know how hard it is to be a summer hater in like 4th grade? Eventually everyone starts agreeing with you. Like, when you're in your 20s, I think most people agree with you that summer sucks. Which just proves my point that the only reason people liked summer is because that's when the holidays are. The hottest it's gotten is 44.5. Are you in, like, Arizona or something? Oh man, that is tough. I could never. You're sweating, it's 11 PM, how do you survive in 40C? Oh man. Alright, we're setting new records. Actually, it's not a new record. It's not even a day record, you know? Hint, you don't have daylight savings? Wait. Okay, I mean, I guess you might be a different time zone than me. Because it's 11 PM for me as well. But Germany does have daylight savings. So apparently you must be in the... Wait. I can't do the calculation right now. I'm not gonna dox your time zone. It'd either have to be Eastern Europe or the UK, and I can't, like... I don't want to think about which one of those two it would be. You say hint, you don't have daylight savings. I mean, like that would tell me a lot if I knew a lot about daylight savings time in the US, which I actually don't. Like, I assume you're in the US because, like, where the fuck else does it get 44 degrees? And it's and you said it's like 1 PM or something. So you know. This part is always really scary to me. But I did it. That corridor looked quite tricky. It is. But this part is the one that's really tough. Oh my god. You think he lives on the sun? Dude, that might be quite likely, actually, yeah. Alright. Yes! Yes! That's the room I always die in. That's the one I'm most scared of. Look, I just killed him. I just killed him. What does the gem do? Look how there's a guy inside. I have to rescue him. So he opens the door at the end. I have to carry him all the way to the end. Why does the USA system, like feet and inches, always differ from anywhere else? Yeah, I don't know why the US doesn't just switch to the metric system, you know? Our system is just better. Hate to say it, but I think most Americans agree at this point, you know? Like 1,000 meters in a kilometer, you know? 100 centimeters in a meter. A kilogram of water is a liter of water. It's very nice. The units work well together. Because they were designed to. Alright, we made it to chapter 6. This runs really good. Miles make more sense in meters than in feet. Yeah, it is true. 5,280 is not a good number. Every time I watch a YouTuber say a distance of feet and inches, they give you zero information. Yeah. That is so accurate. I'm like, what? I can't do it. Here's the thing. Okay, I can imagine a mile, because at this point I've, like, Googled how much a mile is so many times. I can, like, maybe imagine a bit. I have no idea what Fahrenheit is. Like, I cannot even imagine. Fahrenheit is just not usable for me. Like, you can't even convert Celsius to Fahrenheit, really. Because the systems are just so different. Like, at least you can't do it in your head. It's not like you have to multiply it by some number. You know how F happened? I think I heard about the story as well once, but I'm just upset that it's still in place. You know, just change it so it's the same everywhere. It'd be so nice if the whole world could just agree. C spaceline makes more sense, yeah. The only nice part is, I guess, that apparently 100 Fahrenheit is like approximately the human body temperature. But the a big problem with that is the average human body temperature has been increasing for the past few generations. We actually genuinely don't know why. Like, young people are hotter than old people. 36.6, just so iconic it is. No, but it's crazy. It's like for like kids these days, 36.7 and 36.8 might be their baseline temperature. 0F 0F is the lowest it gets outside, and 100 F is human body temperature. 0 is not the lowest it gets outside. It's like the lowest it gets outside at a regular basis, I guess, but it's not absolute 0. It's also like, I feel like if you go to the Arctic, it definitely gets less than 0F. But I guess, but you know, the explanation I've heard is 0F is really cold and 100F is really hot. And everything else between that is just like, you know, it's 50% hot. That's how I hear Americans explain it. Which feels, you know, I mean, I guess. The guy did that like 500 years ago, yeah. Okay, last time I died to this room. Let's see if we can set a new record. New record, chat! This is the best run of 2025 now. Dude, this isn't... Dude, I am pumped. This is awesome. GG's. Yeah. It was nice to keep the stream going. But it's not a new record yet. My PB is still further into the game. I'll tell you when we start getting there. But it is in this chapter. Dude, at this point, it's getting really intense. I'm getting a bit nervous. I collect banana peels and become a glowing ball of light. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening, yeah. Oh my god. I'm holding my breath. Yeah, okay, but to be fair, like where I live, negative Celsius temperatures are quite common in winter. I think the coldest temperature I've ever experienced, not in Germany, but when I was in Eastern Europe, I went outside by, was negative 27 degrees outside. Yep, you get to fight her. Oh my god. At the music. You might see that I'm playing quite carefully. I am a bit scared. I'm not going to lie. The aesthetics are really satisfying. It's so cool. It's so cool. I fucking love this. First time I played this, dude, my heart was racing. That was just really close. No! Oh my god! I thought it was over. No! No! Oh, chat. Oh, man. No. This just practice. This doesn't count. Oh, man. That is upsetting. That is upsetting. But it was a really good run. I think I died in this room last time. I think it might have been this one. It's crazy. You can see how I'm not dying anymore. GG on dying, yeah. I'm actually really good at this, I gotta say. See, this proves I could do it. Oh man, alright. So after this, we're gonna end stream soon, but don't leave yet, we're not quite done. I just quickly want to finish this. You can see the fight. Alright, this is where phase 2 begins. This is where it gets a bit harder. The blocks start moving on their own. Oh wow. Fuck. Alright. Anyways, the only time you remember it's snowing, you had to go to school. I've had to go to school through snow quite a few times. Coming back to the snow topic, the next generation where you live might forget what snow even is. You get it so rarely. That is so sad. Yeah, no, but I mean, it's true. Snow has gotten quite rare where I live as well. Like, in comparison to how common it used to be. There are some years where it just doesn't snow at all. It's so sad. You know, that's why I'm praying the Gulf Stream might freeze, you know? Maybe we'll get really cold winters in Europe due to like climate change. Now, that's one of the possible scenarios. It might happen that we'll get really hot summers and really cold winters. Oh wow, okay. Okay, so I would have died twice. Okay, so if I hadn't died in that room, I would have died here. And at least it's not, at least I didn't do the rest deathless, you know? That would have been slightly upsetting. Okay, but dying here would have been quite upsetting because this is the last room of the fight. Oh man. Alright, anyways. That's that done. So sad. But we almost set a new record. We almost did. Today's stream was quite successful, I'd say. Alright, let's play a 1 Pico 8 run. This is the original Celeste, you know, they made it during a game jam in 2 days, and then, you know, they like this prototype so much that they made it into a full game. So, you know, let's try doing this deathless while collecting all the strawberries. I always do 1 run of this every stream. Let's see how far we get. I feel like I might beat this soon. It's honestly not that long. I've gotten quite far. We're hoping for the really cold winter. Snow is fun. Yeah, I love snow. And it's also just like the non-super cold winters are just really depressing, you know? Like when it's just gray and wet outside all day. The days are extremely short. It's not great. The snow really does save it. It adds so much brightness to a dark season. Very gloomy. That's why I think fall strikes a perfect balance of gloominess. Okay, I fucked it up. Alright. Yeah. Alright. Well, that's that done. I hope you had a wonderful stream. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next one. Join the Discord server. I always announce my streams on the Discord server. It's in the description if you want. So you know, sometimes they even let chat vote on what I stream. Wait, let's hit you with some sad music. Wait, give me a sec. I wanna why is YouTube so slow right now? Jelly. Thanks. Alright, chat. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. You know, it's been a while, and it's been a good ride. We set a new record for this year, you know? Not a new record in general, but, like, we got really close to setting a new record. I hope to see you around again, you know? And I think, with all that said, the name has been Mycromator. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. Take care, and bye.